minute. All right, so we'll take a look at where the market finished up and talk about what to expect the rest of the week and look at some plays. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Good afternoon. This is Ifan from the Strategic Day Trader, and this is your market wrap for September 14th, 2022. Qs up 0.79, SPY up 0.38. What was the expectation today? Narrow range bound, right? That was the expectation. Okay, big sell-off yesterday into support. And what did we do today? Pretty much range bound. We did come in, kind of retest the lows again, and then bouncing back up. Basically, a little bit above where we opened. Okay, small gap up, and then pretty sideways day today. As you can see, not a lot as far as range expansion. Okay, so what does that do for tomorrow? It really doesn't change much. All right, still bearish here. Hourly's in a downtrend. Daily, while it is at some support here. Okay, so we'll see how this deals with that support. The longer we stay at it, the more bearish. Okay, the fact that it doesn't get a decent bounce, the longer that we stay here, the more bearish. But we are already bearish. Weekly remains in a downtrend. Daily, right now in a downtrend as well. Hourly also in a downtrend. So because we have time frame alignment, we are bearish. Okay. All right. So of course, neutral day after having a bear, kind of the start of the bearish bias, is going to just keep things the way they are, which is still bearish. All right. Plays from today. So no gap plays for me today. And that's because they were all, I thought, a little bit too wild. The TMBR eventually did kind of get moving there. Penny stocks. There were a lot of penny stocks that were moving today, but I didn't play it. This morning even had a setup. And so I let a lot of them go because I thought that they were just too volatile, too wild, very difficult to manage. So really just did not trust a lot of the way that, and you watch them a little bit at the open before getting involved, and they were kind of just all over the place here. I mean, there was some follow through even at the open. My recommendation is that when you're watching these, the later in the day, they're going to calm down a little bit. Okay. So, stuff like, the Kern wouldn't have worked here. So you can see a lot of these, the big gap ups today, like the SPRC. SPRC did work this morning. Yeah, in that dollar, but now it is back under a dollar this morning. Did get some follow through. I just thought it was a little bit too wild. The SPRC, EOSE, which is not a penny stock, but low price as well. You see, eventually got a pop. I didn't play any of these. I thought these were all just a little bit too wild and too unpredictable. So they had some decent daily charts though. There's the TMBR, SPRC. They're all trying to break the downtrend to transition higher. But what I did do was the CNN went after this. This was a nice level 2 here. Nice base. Oh, it did close up here at the highs, which is nice. Just a 5-minute base breakout there. Nice level 2 all the way up. Okay. So that was good. LICY at the end of the day here. Level 2 was good. I didn't play the flip actually, which was pretty nice as well. So yeah, nice grind low. I'll show you on the here. 1, the 2. You can see here, right? There was a little bit of a shakeout there, but then replayed it on the way back down. And then there were some that were really tricky. The grab, this was my worst trade today, the grab. A couple of times it looked pretty good. And I think this just comes down to knowing that this grab, this stock is hard to scalp and is pretty manipulated. So a lot of times it'll do stuff like this. So looking really good. Level 2 was good too. Broke down. It was already in it and it was adding to it as it was breaking $3 and then flipped. I think it got out of 302. So I was trying to get out right as it was flipping. So a little bit of slippage on that. And then on this one here, when again it was back at the lows, looking like it was going to break again, it flipped. So, it was scalps, while some were good and some were well behaved, you're always going to have some of these. I think a lot of it, like I said, just comes down to knowing that there are a couple, you know, that like the grab, which often look good. The DNA, I know, I pretty much ignore now. I don't even know. I haven't looked at this all at all today. We'll often do bases and have a good looking level 2, and then flip or get jumpy and not let you out and things like that. So you kind of have to get familiar with some of these. And the grab today was just a reminder of that. I tried that twice. I don't think you ever want to try any of the scalps more than twice. Just kind of, especially if you know that they look good and they flip. The better they look before they flip, those are the ones that really just want to stay away from. So just wanted to mention that, since today that was a little bit annoying, but LICY was good. And then one that I passed on that I think was okay to do. The tough thing was that it was basing right at that 200. Now 200 on its own is not necessarily significant, but because it also lined up with that bottoming tail and support, I decided to let this go. I had a pretty nice 1 minute base breakdown. You'll see it highlighted already here. So that was okay. That was okay to do a good gap down. Yeah. And followed through all day. So, yeah. So, a little bit quieter on the gaps front, as to be expected, as we are into September. Summer doldrums here. All right. So, we'll see what we get tomorrow. Focus, of course, is the market, right? Market right now, pivoting back down. So that's pretty critical after having a pretty impressive rally in June and July, and then failing on this pretty decent looking weekly bicep. Now, we haven't failed on it completely, but odds are that we do, given the move that we got yesterday. Okay. All right. But overall, hope you had a nice day today, and we'll be back at it tomorrow, and I will talk to you then. Have a good evening.